Hello. Sure, there was a timeout, like immediately as we started the stream, but it seemed like a very spammy message. My apologies if you're not. Oh, you'll be back in 10 minutes? Hopefully. I just saw that they followed on Twitch and they said, you top-notch streams. It's like the first time message. Talk to me on Discord sort of thing. I'm like, oh, it's a little spammy, so if it's not, sorry. If it is, well, you're probably a bot and not here. But, welcome. Genshin Impact. I have Yelan on the wall, so she is not talking. Let me just close out some tabs just to make the game run a little better. So since last time, I've actually built up Arlecchino, and she is cracked. She's insane. She does so much damage. I got her at max level. I got her weapon, not fully refined, but I got it to max level, level 90. I got some decent artifacts before I got her, thankfully. Those could be adjusted. Also, hey Ted. Welcome. Constellation, I got one constellation for her during her banner. Talents, I'm still working on because, you know, there's only a certain amount of times you can get the ingredients from the weekly boss, so it's going to take a few more weeks to get her maxed out on that. But already she's doing more damage than anybody else that I have by a lot. But today, we're going to be doing Nervalette's story quest.
It's been a while since we last saw Nervalette. Paimon wonders what he's been up to. Paimon has so many questions about his true identity. Let's go talk to him and find out.
No expectations for this one. Don't know how much combat's going to be involved. Probably none. She's so strong. I was just showing Sapphire off stream. I was just doing like normal attacks against an enemy, and it was doing like 40,000, 70,000, 50,000, 40,000, 70,000. It was just like every single hit was doing so much damage, truly so much damage. I don't regret pulling for everything I've got. C1 and then also weapon. I don't think I need to get any more constellations for her though. I think she's good.
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Nervalette, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
Right, this is Jimmy Neutron again.
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
Nervalette! Sabine! Hey there! What are you two talking about?
Ugh, Traveler and Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own. Now, this is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective?
Starting a new job? I can introduce you to some amazing detectives.
I trust that you'd be able to work that out with how well connected you are, but I must apologize. I do not plan on relying on anyone else's help for this matter.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
A Melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
Hmm.
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
Why do you need to do it personally, though?
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
Thank you for understanding.
Then I shall return to my post for now. Should anyone visit while you are away, I will be sure to make a record of it. I sincerely hope that you will return soon.
Judging from Sabine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
I'm just imagining like a really dark scene, and then they like say something really serious, and their only walk animation is that skipping walk, and they're just like... They probably would like cut away from them in order to not ruin the vibe, but that's just funny. I don't think they have another walk animation.
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Conflicts of interest? Care to explain in detail?
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Iudex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them. The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related to Melusines.
You're concerned that you're the perpetrator's real target? Seems like they're using Melusines against you.
All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me. I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Maréchaussée Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outsider? But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine? Why would you be an outsider?
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations.
The Hydro Dragon Sovereign.
Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans.
Oh, he was born with a human form. I thought he was just taking the form of a human. There's some lore for you.
Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others. I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider. A fish out of water.
If you put it that way, we're also outsiders to Fontaine.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation? Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
In the dark.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
Oh, Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
Who would threaten one of these little people?
So Neuvillette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but is that really true? Paimon feels like he has a kinda skewed perspective on a lot of things. Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
No idea how long this quest is. The last one was kind of
I've been
lengthy.
thinking. You called yourself a fish out of water, right?
Oop.
But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
Thank you for your suggestion. I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions. Please allow me to rephrase. Has a dragon out of water?
Ugh. That sounds kind of weird. Let's stick with the previous version instead.
Almost looks like she's like turning to look at me. That's not what's happening, right? No, that's just how the eyes are. Usually I don't... that's weird. I was thrown off by that. Let's see here. Where's the next... I think I just need to go outside. Most of the story quests are long. Well, we did a few before going to Fontaine, and some of those were just only like an hour long. Like, I think, I can't remember the other one that wasn't Nahita's off the top of my head what we did right before, but it didn't take too long, and I was able to do like a 2 or 3 in one night.
I never thought I'd see him here.
Does anyone have a camera?
We should have gone up to him and said something.
Yeah, that was the perfect opportunity.
These people are like responding to Nervalette being out and about.
The weather's amazing today.
Kiara.
Huh? Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are? Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you. Aw, she's adorable! Hey there, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for the compliment. Is there anything I can do for you?
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening letter.
A threatening letter? Oh, right! I remember now.
Oh yeah, that old thing!
The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide and seek. But Sidine told me it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me, right?
Have you run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? What counts as suspicious?
Someone who follows you from behind? Someone who always strikes up a someone who always follows you.
Ah!
Huh?
Did you think of something? Nope. I don't remember meeting anyone like that.
Why'd you say ah?
Do you still have the letter with you?
Oops.
Let's see. Found it.
I would like to see it, yes.
Now then, get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you. A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions.
Are they concealing their identity on purpose? Who would do such a thing? Concealing an identity in a threatening letter.
We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure! Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe. With us around, anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it! Thank you, Traveler. Big Sis Paimon.
Big Sis Paimon. Don't
worry, your Big Sis Paimon is super strong.
Melusines are so pure and oblivious, yes.
All right, let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of Kiara.
We'll take her to a lost place right away. See you.
See you around.
So, Kiara, how old are you?
No, it's just my imagination. Go on.
But I remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That must have been a long time ago.
Carol? Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon be a big sister to you?
My memory isn't that good. But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis.
Huh. Paimon sees. Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Strange. Paimon felt like someone was following us.
Olaf!
Yeah?
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two...
Oh, they're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
I thought so. What brings you here?
We're on a secret mission. We're protecting Kiara.
Did you run into any trouble?
It's not really trouble anymore with us around.
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course. Go ahead.
Oh, look at those P&G hats.
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection. Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all.
That was quick. What were you inspecting?
I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that us Melusines have special eyes that can see things people can't.
Except people following them.
Things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Melusines can see their residual stains for some time. Pretty cool, huh?
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month, and wanted to hire you as my model. Is that okay with you?
Of course! Is there anything I need to do?
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements. The sample should be a perfect fit.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at?
I think there's someone over there.
Is there really someone watching us? Shh! Let's sneak over and take a look.
I think light and frilly clothes look best on you. You definitely look cute wearing them.
I love them too! Especially the soft and fluffy kind.
Let's sneak over there. It's Charlotte. I mean, I could have guessed. Pictures.
Strange. Why isn't he back yet?
Gotcha!
Charlotte?
Charlotte, what are you doing here? Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter. But you don't seem like the type to...
Threat letter? What threat letter?
What are you doing here exactly?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillette and request an interview with him.
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think? Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
I don't think he'd agree. It's better if we keep the secret.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
I see. Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. What a shame. Chances like this don't come by very often, you know. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear I won't tell.
All right then.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little Melazine?
Shh, not so loud.
It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after her. I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvrelet's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case involves Melazines, so... Anyway, I'll get going now. Watch yourselves, all right?
Charlotte's always
Well,
involved.
that was a nice chat. Let's head back and check on Kiara.
She's like the Mary Jane
What do
journalist,
you think? The design looks pretty good, huh?
always sticking her nose in. Oh, it's hang on. Just gotta have something prepared real quick. Give me a sec. Give me a second. All right, sorry. Sorry, we're good.
I think it's great!
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Claran! What are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
She sure did.
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvrelet was investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial cases. I happened to have some time at the moment, and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom-made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
Sorry, you have your clothes custom made? Could they get one that, isn't about to pop off? You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, they make very good buttons, apparently. And very flexible fabric.
Oh, Neuvrelet sure is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvrelet.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find Neuvrelet.
How has your work been recently?
Same as usual. My schedule normally isn't too packed, so I have plenty of time for myself.
Ooh, then shall we go out to play? How about a beach vacation, like last time? I've even signed up as a volunteer lifeguard. I'm really good at swimming, so I'm sure I can help.
We should mean like last time. Oh, you have nothing to say. Does Claran go to the beach often? It's for their little days off.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
We ran into Claran. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is in good hands.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
I've been looking over the case records. Specifically, inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I've judged over the past decade.
Anybody who has bad blood towards her?
I've come up with 2 plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents? That's a lot of reading even for Paimon.
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
Well, help you read through them. We have nothing else to do.
Thank you. I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
Gonna browse.
You're done reading already? Please wait a moment. I still need some time.
Oh, I'm not done reading. Let's see here. Let me just see if there's any random books. Yeah, read the ones on about Wriothesley. The defendant, Wriothesley, has confessed to his crimes and was declared guilty by the Iudex Neuvillette. Wriothesley will be exiled to the fortress of Meripede, where he will be serving his sentence. During the trial, Neuvillette remained silent for a long time. Spina di Rosula. Callus, boss of the Spina di Rosula, was defeated in the duel and died of serious injuries. The defense of his honor has now come to a close. The defendant did not raise any objections throughout the trial. Iudex Neuvillette reserved judgment in this case. Its details are still under investigation. Not so much anymore. Bribery case? There have been a severe bribery scandal. There has been a severe bribery scandal within the guards. Special security and surveillance patrols have investigated the case. All suspects involved have been arrested. Suspects have confessed to their crimes. The Representative Council has filed a request to collaborate with the Marche Phantom on certain public events. Based on research, they believe that Melusines can enhance the popularity of these events. The Marche Phantom has yet to respond, however, it has not prohibited the Melusines from participating in such activities. Smuggling. Smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and Marche Phantom. The principal offenders have received judgment based on the severity of their crimes. Please refer to the appendix for the list of names.
Have you made any progress?
Only one of them stood out.
We skipped through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there's so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself. If memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases. The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
Whoa, that's a lot. Looks like the work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
Let's see here, let's do the math real quick. Look at this for a sec. Let's say 400 years, let's say 500 years is the maximum amount of years. Right? 500 years times 365 days. Okay. He said he had 100,000 cases? Over 100,000. Okay, so how many days is this? Well, that's how many years. Wait. Divided by 500. Divided by 365. 0.5, yeah. I'm trying to find out how many days he had off out of the 500 years that he was working. 500 times 365. That's how many days. Minus 100,000. So he had 82,500 days off, but he probably did multiple cases a day. Sometimes. But if he did a case a day, that means he had 82,500 days off. That's almost half of his time there. But if he did more cases per day, he actually had more than half of his days were not in trial.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You read Paimon's mind.
All right. Let us take a break then.
He doesn't know how to talk. Small talk is not his forte.
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something? All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Mermonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should do. Would you like to have some drinks, perhaps? You must be thirsty after all that work.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you!
I've prepared some special water.
Paimon wonders what Novelette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a fan of really fancy wines. He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like D-Luke.
Neverlet momentarily leaves and brings back several exquisite wine glasses.
What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
So it's just plain old water?
What did you think it was?
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more sophisticated.
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
Huh?
I believe you've already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa Village, and Inazuma's Konda Village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
Is there any difference?
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart, the waters of Chintsa Village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda Village placid. Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
He's a water connoisseur.
Really? Let Paimon try!
What do you think?
Nope. Paimon couldn't taste any difference at all. Isn't this just normal water?
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your tastes.
Hey, this doesn't have to do with refining our taste. Paimon's pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference. How did you do it anyway? Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon?
That could be the case.
We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is around? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become Chief Justice in human society? Sorry. Paimon was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Questions? Are there really things you can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence. In essence, I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me. For a long time, my memory was rather incomplete. With regard to the primordial sea, for example, I used to only be able to vaguely recall its connection to me, but I was unaware of what that connection was exactly.
Something's up with that line read. Or not the line read, but the... It's like there was extra muffled quality to it. Is there anyone who can answer those questions?
Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Tevat. Abruptly visiting could very well pose an unpredictable risk.
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean. My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning of my existence.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare. Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents? Paimon's getting dizzy already.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Water? Do you mean...
The Fountain of Lucine?
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, they should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Huh. Why didn't Paimon think of that? Come on, let's go take a look!
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be too many people near the Fountain of Lucine during the evening.
Nope, you already got the daily things. Give me a sec. Okay. Thank you.
Ad Astra at... Thank you for
Ad
completing
Astra,
today's commissions.
Okay.
Ad Astra...
She's getting the daily friendship points here. Oh. Alright, let's go to that fountain.
Monsieur Neuvillette? Are they headed towards the Fountain of Lucine?
Or the courthouse, right?
I wonder what's going on.
Interrupted him.
Looks like we got lucky today. There's hardly anyone around.
What should we do next? Oh, Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Not really. Should I drink more primordial seawater?
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a few steps back and keep a safe distance.
A safe distance? Neuvillette, what exactly are you... Whoa, it's glowing!
Ah! The fountain of Lucine lights up as a wave of dizziness washes over you. What just happened? Everything looks a little different than how they are normally. I should continue forward and take a look around. Oh, we're playing Wind Waker now. Everything but the main character is in sepia tone. Grayscale. No sprinting, no jumping, no other things.
Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillette. The Court of Fontaine is truly incredible. There's so many things I've never seen or heard before.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me. Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Marechaussee Phantom.
Marechaussee.
I'm certain you'll become an indispensable part of Fontaine's detective force.
I know, but I'm really glad to be of help. Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village, but I want to see the outside world nonetheless. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence, or what I'm capable of contributing to this world. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence elsewhere.
I understand your confusion. In fact, I feel the same way. I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you did? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village.
Wow.
It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head, and I tried really hard not to cry.
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless obstacles to overcome. Different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be no easy feat. There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an outsider.
Oh, I see. Let's all do our best then. I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence one day.
I believe in you, but you shouldn't lose sight of the difficulties ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmonia earlier?
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking to him. It felt like he wasn't interested in anything but work.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to work together in the future, so please try to get along.
Hello. Can I help with anything?
Thanks, but no need.
Oh. Hello, I'm Carol, a Melusine. Is there anything you need help with?
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
Please, calm down. I don't mean to cause any harm.
Hard to say. Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters.
Haven't you realized? Strange incidents have been increasing ever since they came.
Jesus Christ.
Why should we trust this species from who knows where anyway? I can't believe Nervilet allowed them into the court of Fontaine just like that.
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions. Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well. I swear, there's some hidden agenda at play here.
Go away! Quit acting innocent!
I'm not leaving. I won't let you say bad stuff about him. We joined the Mare Chaussee Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases. We've never done anything wrong.
Solving cases? With Nervilet in cahoots with you. You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know. So tell me, how can you guarantee that you Melazines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Mare Chaussee Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Melazines being involved.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side. Nervilet's newly reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
You heard that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Why won't anyone believe us?
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around you. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society. Best if you give up before it's too late.
Monsieur Nervilet said that we needed to put both time and effort in. I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making my best effort. I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to everyone.
How can anyone be so hateful to tiny little friends? Yeah, so here's the thing. This is very xenophobic, and it can be tied to, like, real-world things, but it's an allegory. And it's not, like, so in your face that you're like, oh, this is about this country not liking this people coming into their country sort of thing. Like, it could be any one of those situations. And in this specific case, it's a bunch of cute little creatures that are innocent and adorable, and, like, how could you not like them? It's like, well, that's just, you know, that's how it is. People are people. Even if they're a different species, they're intelligent beings.
Give them to me.
Give them to me.
You're not gonna take them away, right?
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head back.
That was always the... Apparently Star Trek was good at that, doing allegory. Until recently, apparently. They used to, you know, have all these alien species and sort of political arguments, but it was around alien species and planets and stuff like that, so there was stories to be told without pointing a direct light at what was happening in the real world. But apparently recently, very recently, like in the past couple years, the Star Trek was like, oh, let's time travel to the year 2022. And it's all about keeping the corrupt government, keeping Mexicans out of the government. They literally talk about ICE and some main plot point in the story. I like when it's not as in your face, but I know, because I already know that this country fucking sucks when it comes to that stuff. But I like wrapping my mind around something a little more, I don't know. I like allegory better than just like straight, this is bad, and don't you think it's bad too? Like, yeah, of course I do. But let me think about it a little bit. I hate ICE. I fucking hate that that's an organization that's still around. But I'd rather hear about like in this sort of situation where it's like a different species trying to adapt and, you know, seeing it from their eyes.
What's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years. You've taken one small step forward in helping Melusines gain the trust of humans.
But yeah, in this world, why the fuck would you look at these cute little things and go like, oh, fuck off, creature! Alien evil thing. I hate you. And they're just like, I want to help.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. It won't be long before Melusines begin living peacefully with the humans. Just the thought of it makes me happy.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
Ugh, you blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yeah, the message isn't bad, but it ends up pandering. Or at the very least, it treats you like you're a fucking idiot. Like, like hammering it over your head. Like, of course this is bad. You don't need to, like... yeah, I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. For fuck's sake.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
It's horrible, and you kind of want to like find an escape in these things. And when you have these situations that aren't directly involved with the country you're living in and the people that are around you, it's still an escape, even if it's talking about those subjects.
Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
Oh boy, here we go. They took our jail.
Are you sure we should do this? We're no match for Neuvillette, even with all our powers combined. What if...
Nah, not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his position, there's no chance he'd take us out personally. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere, unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder. Once we lay the blame on the Melusines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Neuvillette will be left with no excuse.
I guess you're right. Ugh. If he just left things the way they were, it never would have come to this. But he's forced our hand. Time to teach him a lesson.
We can't find anything bad about them, so we'll fake something bad, just to prove our point that of the thing that we can't prove. Melusines are evil and murder people, but we can't really prove that, so we'll just pin it on them.
Turn the murderer in!
Melusines can't be trusted! That goes for Neuvillette, too!
Wow.
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke. Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back!
Sounds like a Final Fantasy 14 song.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the reform. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Neuvillette confess to his mistakes and yield up power. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll might have thought there was no better plan.
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur Neuvillette right away?
There's no need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her are the most vulnerable to deception and betrayal. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Neuvillette. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carol all along. Can you understand how I feel? Right now, there's only one thought on my mind. Only through bloodshed can their debt be repaid.
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Neuvillette wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects. What happens after this has nothing to do with any of you. I will take responsibility for everything.
I mean, giving him the list, knowing that he's going to fucking murder people, that he's kind of an accomplice at that point, but... Gonna kill all the people involved with Carol dying. Man. It's one of those anti-hero moments. You're like, ooh, that's fucked up.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol, and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. Hey, why aren't you saying anything?
I'm thinking... we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out? Why?
Shh, keep it down! Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Nervillette's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened to Carol, Nervillette's guaranteed to do everything he can to keep Vautrin around. Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Nervillette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Neuvillette will be able to give Vautrin a reprieve. The benefits are endless.
A raucous commotion gradually begins to rise in the Opera House.
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds. Please, think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same way he did?
Yeah, that's right! This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent!
He's innocent!
Oh boy.
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a form of justice.
But the methods.
I understand your decision, which is why I cannot help but feel regret and even grief about the judgment I must now impose. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law. Therefore, you will be declared guilty.
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Neuvillette, please give this a little more thought. He has done so much for Fontaine.
Vautrin, my friend, is there anything else you want to say?
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off?
Didn't he say he would take responsibility for everything? It sort of like flipped around what he was feeling. I thought he was going to say, like, I completely understand. I'm gonna go now. I knew this was coming.
Is this what justice means to you? Answer me, Neuvillette!
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin.
Oratrice, mécanique, d'analyse. Oh, there it goes.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vautrin
Cardinal
will be declared guilty.
Goodbye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
Oh, blame it on victim blaming. Here we go.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Hey, stop spacing out! What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
What was that?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me. I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the Fountain of Lucine to boil over, due to my negligence. The overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Wow. The Hydro Dragon is more powerful than Paimon thought. Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the Fountain of Lucine. No emotions boiling over or anything.
It is as you said. This might be because I am different. It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine. Rivers, lakes, and even the rain.
That sounds awesome!
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with irrelevant memories isn't exactly a pleasant experience.
The memories I saw were related to you.
Which ones?
When you brought Carol to the court of Fontaine, to when you declared Vautrin guilty.
It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean I am deliberately hiding them. It was a coincidence, but perhaps it is a good thing that you saw everything in that form. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases are much too similar. I felt like I needed to do something.
Paimon's starting to lose track of what you're saying.
Right, 'cause she didn't see it.
Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon wants to help too.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange. I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. If I remember correctly, it seemed to be related to a smuggling case.
Oh! Didn't we read about that in one of the documents?
We did. It wasn't the one that stood out, weirdly.
You've read about it. In that case, the resentment should have come from that incident.
Huh? What are you doing here?
Oh.
I was just about to look for you at the Palais Mermonia.
Navia! Nice to see you again! Is there something we can help with?
I've heard some things, but I'm not purposely asking around or anything. Don't worry. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines, and that you're investigating the case. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Cendre lately. Maybe you'll find the suspects among them.
Thank you. Where did you hear about all this?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless eyes watching you. You talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then it was only a matter of time before word of the threatening letter spread all across Fontaine.
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster than I imagined.
You know, it could be because You attract more attention than you think. Anyway, any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another party behind all this. We are planning to return to the Palais Marmonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
There was an index of people that we didn't get to read.
Alright, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Ta-ta! Don't worry about them, ta-ta.
Neverlet, do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad daylight. What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment towards the Melusines. I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What? That's it! Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
It's the other way around.
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
It's that old lady in the background. Get her!
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
Then go, get him!
It feels like you've been following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that.
Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Have you had dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
Nope. Stomach grumble.
Come on. Don't act tough. I bet you're hungry too.
All right. Let's go buy a cake or something.
You shouldn't ever skip meals. Especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
I heard even Nervilette's keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Seriously? Were you planning to shirk your duties if Nervilette wasn't involved?
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Have you heard? Even the Special Patrol came to help.
Shh! Look! Isn't that Nervilette? I think he's looking at us.
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
How am I just noticing that Nervilette has pointy ears? How am I just now noticing this?
This is truly
blind.
wonderful.
I don't look at the man. I look at his eyes. I get lost in his fucking eyes.
So, wanna go over and say hi?
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary commotion.
Also, I can't see him from that angle all the time.
Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Marmonia. The faster we uncover the truth, the better.
All this reminds me of a rumor I've heard.
What rumor?
I've heard that the emblem on our hats didn't always look like this. A long time ago, Melusines weren't a part of the design. The police emblem only included the scales symbolizing the law. The emblem was redesigned later on to commemorate a Melusine's sacrifice.
Wow.
That must have been a long time ago.
See if we can't get a closer look. Yeah, I guess they're like two little Melusines, like hooked arm in arm with like a little mermaid tail back to back in the middle there. That became the symbol after this whole thing?
No one can stay hidden on my watch.
I must keep the Melazine safe.
I just can't sit back and watch.
I must keep the...
I just can't sit back.
Wasn't talking to you.
I must keep them...
I just can't sit back.
Okay. Going back to this building. Wait a minute, you have anything to say? Nope. Give me a second. 2 seconds while I look this up. Look at this real quick. Okay, so there's that song earlier that was playing. I said it reminded me of Final Fantasy XIV music. It was like the do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. I guess it's like Mission Impossible. Do-do-do-do. Is it this one? It's exactly this song. Let me skip to the part. There it is. Anyway, that's the song it reminded me of earlier when we were doing that flashback scene.
Letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
That music with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, a little intense. Smuggling case.
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. This is the one. The list of involved suspects should be... Ah, found it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. They have been sent to the fortress of Meropide following trial. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate in the case will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening letter to Kiara on the list?
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, to be precise. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Should we tell Nabi about this?
Monsieur Neuvillette, someone claiming to be from the Spina du Rasula just checked in with us. He said, and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly? We've only just figured out the suspect's name.
I too am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
The quest location is currently involved in the... It's involved in a daily quest?
That happened to me.
What do you mean it's involved in I did my dailies. Didn't I?
You probably didn't do the actual...
No, I didn't, but I already got credit for them.
Yeah, but that doesn't make the quest go away.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Me too, and
Do I get... Wait, do I get any credit for doing them? Like, if I was to do this quest, will I get friendship?
So, if you look at the quest log, you will see that the rewards of the primos, stuff like that. Look.
They're all gone. I've already gotten them.
Grayed out. Yeah, so you're not gonna get any extra free movement for it.
Why? Why make me do it then?
Yeah, I felt the same way. Suffer through my pain.
Coffee quest. I've done this a few times too. I've been unofficial all this time. Whatever, let me make some coffee. Boy, I really don't care.
Yep.
Holy shit. It's fucking Peanut Butter Gamer, also. Running the shop here.
Yeah, you cannot say that. Oh my god.
Am I wrong?
No, it's goofy. It's just goofy. Oh my god. God.
What are we talking about? What coffee blend do I want to go with? I'm gonna go Rainbow Rose. First, let me switch to, just in case. We get, like, friendship points for this. Probably won't. Add ingredients to coffee. There it is. Okay. Coffee is brewed in a precise and efficient manner. Is it efficient? Surely you exaggerate. What? Look at that Melusine over there. He's just depressed.
I saw a straight shot of the NPC's face. And
Yeah. Yeah. It's like... he runs the coffee shop. Commission complete. Yeah, we got nothing for that. I set this crystal fly trap down like 2 days ago, by the way. It says not finished capturing. What do you mean?
Life goes on.
Shower me with praise! Over here!
Yeah, I'm not sure I know how the crystal flag trap works now. I'm like... So here we go. This thing. Developed? Capture time remaining 4 days? Are you kidding me? So wait, this takes an entire week to capture some crystal flies? Okay. Good thing I placed it in a place I sort of frequent. Anyway, let me switch back to normal party here. Somehow Navia was couldn't be bothered to be able to do this instead of the other thing.
Hey, Navia, we're here! Whoa. Check out all these people! Hey there! Are you Navia's friends too?
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Marechaussee Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
Invite them over?
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
Mm-hmm.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
Uh-huh.
Something feels off, but oh well. Let's get back to business. Is there anyone called Essa here?
Yes, that's me.
You're Essa?
Yes, monsieur, Nervilette.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
Hmm.
I did, but I was just following orders.
Orders from whom?
Domenico. He was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
Domenico. Where is he now?
The fortress of Meropide.
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that place. Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
You've done more than enough. I am extremely grateful for your help.
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
Alright then, let's head to the fortress right now!
Boss sending out orders from fucking prison. Oh my god, continue current quest. Why didn't I get that option before?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are you talking about? Why is that an option now? I'm not complaining that I'm able to do it. I'm just wondering why I'm only able to do it now. What a fucking weird system. It's better slightly than it was before, but it's still... Oh my god.
It's Monsieur Nervalet.
Try to get something to say?
Am I seeing things?
Welcome to the Fortress of Meropide, dear esteemed guests.
We're back! Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself! Guess we've made a name for ourselves at this place.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, showed up. Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase.
Tell Risley about the threat letter Kiara received.
I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening Melazines, is he? To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered to personally investigate raises a flag. Is there something else going on behind the scenes here?
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my questions answered.
That's an easy one. Let me think. I think he's at...
Oh, did I hear someone say Melazine? What happened? Siegeween!
Melusine named Kiara received a threatening letter.
Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here. Really? Is Kiara gonna be okay?
There's no need to worry. Clarande is protecting her as we speak.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
Ah, head nurse. Do you require me to personally deal with the criminal?
Risley.
Okay, I get it. I'll bring Domenico to you. That's your only demand, correct?
Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns. Thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
Whoa! If Paimon were the Duke, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Nervalet would reject that. But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you. Make yourselves at home. Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
Please come with me to the infirmary. And watch your step. There's some pretty dark areas, so make sure you don't trip over anything.
Let's just...
Now that I think about it, I can leave this place soon. Huh?
Please rest here for a moment.
I got a really fast-moving team.
Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink?
I got 2 super sprints with Yelan and then using our regular stamina bar, I got Arlecchino with their one-winged angel shit.
Paimon's not that thirsty, but thanks anyway.
And by the time I'm done with that, I can use Yetlon's sprint again.
Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even before that.
Uh-oh. Are we mentioning thirst? Is Nightbot about to pop in? To hydrate? Also, cowards. They couldn't make Sijuin look like a Melusine. They're like, yeah, well, put the ears on the tail. And the wings.
I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about. Typical Sijuin. Concerned about everyone's health as always. Why aren't you two saying anything?
The criminals we passed by earlier.
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked quite familiar.
Maybe I should have talked to them.
Familiar? Paimon didn't even realize they were wearing them. But if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
Paimon and I will go. You're not exactly a sight for sore eyes around here.
That's not a bad idea. I will stay here and wait for news from you. I place great trust in Wriothesley, so I rarely visit the fortress of Meropide. However, exceptional circumstances call for exceptional measures. I hope I didn't cause him too much trouble.
Anything you need?
The badge you're wearing.
Oh, this? Are you interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
What's that?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Same badge that, the Melusine and the guy were wearing.
We have never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family. Helping each other is our purpose. At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress. But people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
Interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network? If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer.
Help each other. Do all you can to further justice. Do not detest just judgment. The above are the 3 principles of the Mutual Aid Network. All are welcome to join and membership is free. There are no compulsory group events. The Mutual Aid Network encourages members to do what they are able, including but not limited to cleaning, exercising, tutoring, and studying. It is hoped that all Mutual Aid Network members will, during their time in the Fortress of Meropide, face up to their crimes they have committed, encourage each other, support each other, and welcome future together. Could the dude in the past we saw that was all upset at the trial have started this organization 400 years ago?
Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries, but our goal has remained unchanged. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
Sound like somebody trying to do a Kaya impression. Pamphlet given out by the very enthusiastic guy. Contains basic principles of the network. The logo on the cover looks a bit familiar.
You two look kind of familiar.
The badge you're wearing.
It's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first president.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace.
Well, there you go.
I've never seen one of those medals for myself, though.
Spell it out for us. Medal of Peace? Medal of Peace.
The first president of our network was an amazing person. Powerful as he was, he never used his strength against anyone. He encouraged the weaker criminals to stick together and look out for each other. All of us have a lot of respect for him.
We should have gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Neverlet.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
Mm-hmm. The people who wore the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those before?
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. They were awarded to Carol and Vautrin.
Mm-hmm.
Carol's medal was destroyed in a fire. The only one that remained should belong to Vautrin.
Oh, so the network was inspired by...
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office. He's found Domenico.
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of this situation.
Wonder if Domenico is like a descendant.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman, Domenico. Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillette? What do you want? What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Melusine? Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
That idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that letter, correct?
That threat letter.
Yes.
Who is pulling your strings?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief Justice of Fontaine has been personally investigating your case. I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth. But before that, you must ensure my safety.
I can do that.
You see, we're all reasonable people here.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more in return. After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Marechaussee Phantom. They accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
And then you decided to take revenge on the Melusines? Over that?
Ignorance is not an excuse, by the way.
My initial target was Neuvillette. Everyone in the Fortress of Meripede was declared guilty by him, after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against him, right? If I could get them to strike back. But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That mutual aid network in particular. What did those nobodies even gain from trying to challenge me? Seriously. In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Melusines to salvage things. I recall that Chiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection. So I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that I meant to contact my family. But the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat letter to Chiara and force it to resign from the Marechaussee Phantom.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with any suspicious people recently?
No.
Is it true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes. And that's all I know.
Sigewinne, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later. So, Monsieur Neuvillette, you were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Melusines to stir up greater chaos?
Yes. I experienced a similar incident in the past, so I had to be prepared for any possibility.
And how long ago was this incident?
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things. Everything's different now.
What do you mean?
Oh, he didn't notice?
400 years ago, you and the Melazines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society. But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Melazines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. I trust that they would make different choices from before.
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for Melazines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Monsieur Neuvillette, the Melazines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you. When people refused to place their trust in Melazines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice. For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality. You made the right judgment each time, regardless of whatever nonsense went on. People no longer have any reservations about you, and even consider you a symbol of the law. Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine. In other words, you've gradually transformed the whole nation.
Paimon gets it now. No wonder no one wanted to join forces with Domenico.
Tragedies like that won't ever happen again.
I am undeserving of such high compliments. From my perspective, I have simply been fulfilling my duties. It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judgments. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions and willpower far exceed those of mine. As a matter of fact, I believe that you are the ones who deserve my respect.
There's no need to be so modest. The current state of affairs says it all. You're no longer that outsider you were before. Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend you a hand.
I must say that you've made a fair point. Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been settled, I should get going.
Huh? You're leaving?
And so soon, too? Why not stay for a cup of tea?
Thank you for the offer, but I know how this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me. The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
I know of what you speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Mermonia staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore, I leave that matter in your hands.
Well, that makes things a lot easier.
You're not gonna...
Hey now, don't let your imagination run wild. Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
Great! That's one thing out of the way. What's the other thing you wanted to say?
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the Mutual Aid Network. Is that right?
Yes, I want to know more about this.
Yep. Neuvillette thought their badges looked familiar.
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right. I've looked into their founder, Vautrin, who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression. In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior in court.
What?
Doesn't he hate Neuvillette?
During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment, and I believe he had every right to feel that way.
I felt like his attitude fucking shifted from what he was setting himself up for.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
There we go.
An act?
Neuvillette and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment. Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice. And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one. That's all from me. Does anyone else have anything to say? Now's your chance.
I don't have anything to say. Apart from expressing my gratitude, that is. Well then, let us head back. No need to see us off.
Well, there you go. It wasn't an out-of-place, bad writing situation. I was going like, man, that...
Please, take care.
I honestly, when he took that turn in court, I was like, man, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But that being an act to sort of make Nervalette more likable to, or more trustable to the people at the time, took one for the team in that case. After killing some people, of course. But you know how it is.
Trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts, too. What do you think of me?
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said. As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. What do you think, Traveler? Hey, any comments?
What I really think is...
Whoa.
Every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
As the Hydro Archon, or Hydro Dragon Sovereign, Nervalette still thinks of himself as an outsider due to his identity. So much time has passed since then, perhaps the lines between him and humans have long since blurred.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself. But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the changes that have occurred upon my person. These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a result of time itself. I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
Oh, huh? It's raining! Oh no, Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder!
Did we already forget why it rains sometimes?
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
They're planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
The Fortress of Meripede. It's a good place for me.
He owes me so many answers.
Nervilette? You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette! The rainy season's almost over! The skies are supposed to clear in a few days!
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
You just changed the weather for no reason. That's catastrophic sometimes.
Is the matter resolved?
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter. Risley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Melusines should be safe now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
By the way, where's Kiara?
At the Palais Mermonia, more than 50 people offered to protect her. Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger. I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy, so I asked her to stay inside the Palais. It's very safe in there.
What a relief.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Neuvillette, would you be interested in an exclusive interview?
That's not how you celebrate!
I will consider it.
Really?
Of course. My schedule is full for the following weeks, but I should be available next month. Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Yes! Thank you so much, monsieur!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communiqué to publicize our investigation results. I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
Oh, an exclusive interview! Am I dreaming? What should I ask him? Don't let anything hold you back. Make the most of this opportunity and ask away.
I agree. He'll decline any question he can't answer anyway, so you might as well give all of them a shot.
Welcome to Cheeria Boutique for tailoring services.
Back to the Palais. Sleeping, standing up.
Kiara?
Monsieur Neuvillette? Sorry, I accidentally fell asleep.
Yeah, we're not going to make a laying down animation for these Melusines. We're just going to have her sleeping, standing up.
It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter. You're safe now.
Thank you, Monsieur. And thank you too, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon. Everyone's been so nice to me, so I've always felt really safe.
Do you remember Domenico? He was the sender of that letter.
Let me think. I can't remember. My memory isn't that good, so I easily forget things. By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams just now. Where's she gone, by the way?
I
haven't seen her in a long time. my dream, she looked really happy. She held my hand and said, "Kiara, our dreams have finally come true." I can't remember what our dreams were anymore, and I don't know why. But I felt really happy too.
I can sense your joy. It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillette, are you happy too? Oh, I almost forgot! Am I allowed to go out now? I promised to model for Alov.
Of course. Off you go.
See you next time, Monsieur, Traveler, and Big Sis Paimon.
See you next time. I once thought that time was of no consequence to me. Distance yourself from others and stay focused on your work. A few years or a few hundred, it's all the same. But after all this, I've realized that perhaps this way of thinking is fundamentally flawed. The passing of time has its own consequences. The answer that I've been searching for amongst all those lives, perhaps it's life itself.
Let's see if... Kiara is actually down here doing the modeling thing. Oh boy. Pulled into something unrelated. Yeah, I don't think so. So the almost exactly around 2 hours for that story quest. Only a few left as well. This is like 10 hours by that logic, huh? What is this quest? Unfinished comedy. Oh, this is the side quest. This is the world quest that attached to the Fortress of Meripede, where you get all of that currency that you can use at the shop. What is this? Why does this have a time limit on it? Is this a current event thing? I would assume. Ah, my eyes. Jesus. Yeah, not one inkling of combat in that quest, by the way. Nothing. You don't get to try Neuvillette out. I'm guessing they're going to save that for his part 2. We're back in leeway. Oh, it's down. Oops. Ah, you're finally here. You're the protagonist, yes? Yeah, that's me, your protagonist. Paimon's not sure what you mean by that question. Would you look at that? Too eager for my own good again. And they even told me to be concise when I was posting the commission, too. Here's the lowdown. I'm Ranjit, the Chief of Cuisine's Creative. I've been looking to get along nicely with the Pyro Regisfine, but it seems uninterested in my company. Spitting fireballs and slamming around, nothing I could do about that, so I'm hiring some adventurer help. Of the protagonist kind, to be exact. No problem. Just leave it to me. Concise, but clear as mud. Wait, are you for real? A creative cuisine chef making friends with a Pyro Regisfine? Nothing about this makes any sense. Really? I mean, it's a very grumpy plant, but you'll never know until you try, right? And after the Regisfine, I'd like to give the Primo Geo Bishop, Jade Plume Terrace Room, and Millennial Pearl Seahorse to go. Oh, this is related to the Natland thing. It's getting crazier by the minute. Where did you even get those ideas from? Actually, it's because of my trip to Natland not long ago. There you go. I'll do this. Because I don't want to play for 2 more hours and go to bed late. I think I'll just finish this world quest and stop. This is a part of a timed event too. It's a truly amazing place. If I had to describe its marvelous novelty, it would be like the first time I ate curry spicy enough to make me rain sweat. My tongue had taken all the stimulation it could bear, but I shoveled spoonful after spoonful into my mouth. I couldn't help myself. Speaking of which, I met a whole bunch of friends in Natland. They're all good folks. Some taught me rock climbing, and others introduced me to the hot springs. Bet you didn't know this, but the people of Natland, especially their warriors, dress in imitation of their saurians. And when in full panoply, they look every bit as brave. I made myself a hat based off of one of those Natland friends. Pretty awesome, eh? Oh, yeah. Sure, it is pretty unique, but Paimon can't quite tell what you're talking about just from that. True. I mean, I haven't got a Saurian buddy with me, do I? Sure would be nice if I did, though. But I'm not a local, and to be honest, I'd get restless staying there for too long. That's why I thought to get myself a companion outside Natland that could take the spot of a Saurian. Even if that doesn't work, it'll make a great story to tell my Natland friends. If that's your goal, you could have picked one more suitable targets to make friends with, right? Huh? Don't you find them suitable? I mean, they're even like the Natland Saurians, and they're also strong to boot. A Sumpter Beast companion's really nothing to brag about. I'll need a more demanding trial if I want a tale worth telling. The real pity is that I can't be the protagonist myself. Calming these beasts with that rage day and night is no easy task, let me tell you. But I suppose that's your field of expertise as an experienced adventurer, right? Of course, I'll provide support from the sidelines, nets, food, you name it. You can leave it to me. But as our negotiations with our prospective partners, the spotlight's going to be on you, dear protagonist. Why are you foisting the dangerous stuff onto your protagonist? The pay had better be worth the work. I'm sure we can come to an agreement, if you can convince me. Of course, that's how things work. Well, since we're agreed, shall we head out now? My pots are ready and my equipment's all checked. We should be ready to go. Let's go! On Fearless difficulty, you can even adjust your negotiation strategies. Decreasing the number of strategies will increase the difficulty of challenges. The various negotiation strategies are divided into active strategies and long-term strategies. The former can be activated by you at an appropriate time. Additionally, your opponent HP and level can also change based on the number of negotiations. Maximum, only one other player can join in co-op mode. Just pop it up there. Yeah, let's just go for it.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Everlasting as the moon. Laid bare.
Wrong button.
As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Game's up. Time's over. Busted.
Wanted my full attention, did you?
Solidify.
One with nature.
Gotcha.
Oh, energy recharge is turned up. That's fun.
Transfixed.
Gather.
Into the wind.
Dude.
Quietly now.
Yeah, I think I will exit this challenge. Holy shit. Yeah, opponent HP is 650%. Let's just try.
Laid bare.
This is order.
This thing is tough.
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Quietly now.
Clouds high. The birds.
This is for like people who want to fucking torture themselves.
This is where you fall. Transfix. Into the wind.
Order guide you.
Never again.
Alright, alright. I won't have it up on that fucking difficulty. Or I will, but I won't do the, all-at-once stuff. That's insane how difficult you can make this. Without selecting any negotiation strategies. We could put it on this fearless mode, but... let's just put it on hard. Oh, they're all on by default. Okay. Fearless is just a completely different fuck you mode. Okay.
Overruled.
I will have order.
Game's up. Fun's over. Gotcha.
As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me. Everlasting as the moon. Transfixed. Into the wind.
Busted.
Gather. This is order.
The wind knows me.
Do you get extra rewards for doing it on gold? Maybe I also shouldn't be using a fucking fire. I mean, I killed it so quickly, even though it was fire type on hard.
There are still so many places for us to explore.
Wait, did I not switch teams? Yeah, let's... Uh-huh. It's fine. Make sure that we're on the right team. We are. Okay.
I will have order. Solidify.
Make yourselves at home.
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha.
Illusion shattered, torn to oblivion.
Order guide you.
The Temple of Wisdom. Hey.
Busted. Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
Come on.
Inazuma shines eternal.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Make yourselves at home. I see everything.
Busted. Gotcha.
Now you shall perish.
Here comes the cash.
This is order. Gather.
Sharing my knowledge. Take.
Quietly now. Shine down! Busted!
Stabilize!
Everyone hold.
Gotcha!
Order guides you!
I see everything!
Game's up! Fun's over! Busted!
The Temple of Wisdom!
Ah, fuck.
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
This is order.
Everyone hold here!
Gotcha! Quietly now.
Sharing my knowledge! Yeah!
Here comes the catch. Gotcha!
There is no escape!
Quietly now.
Gather!
I see everything!
Busted!
I will have order.
The Temple of Wisdom! Hey!
Come on.
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now.
Illusion shattered! Now you shall perish!
This is order. Stabilize.
Sharing my knowledge! Everyone hold here!
Busted! Take it easy. Quietly now.
Gather!
Here comes the catch. Gotcha!
Torn to oblivion!
Oh, kidding me.
Shine down!
I will have order.
Just timing these bolt bursts poorly.
Stabilize.
The Temple of Wisdom!
Inazuma shines eternal!
This is order. Gather.
Hey! Sharing my knowledge!
Quietly now.
Solidify.
I see everything!
Gotcha! Busted!
Good lord. Just approaching this all wrong.
Committed to memory! The Temple of Wisdom!
There is no escape!
I will have order. Gather.
Gotcha!
I'm not gonna use my burst until I know it's broken.
Solidify.
Oh, fuck.
Hey!
Busted! Game's up. Time's over. Gotcha!
Sharing my knowledge! I see everything!
Busted!
Illusion shattered! Now you shall perish!
Order guide you. Stabilize.
They do give you a lot of time to fucking do this, but this is insane.
Quietly now. Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Gather.
Shine down, torn to oblivion.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Sharing my knowledge. I see everything.
Quietly now. Gotcha.
There is no escape.
Solidify.
Hey.
Now you shall perish.
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over.
I feel like Fearless is just HP sponge, defense sponge. Obtain the glorious gold 2-star rating. Oh boy, you have to get a 2-star rating to get all the rewards. Artifact XP. In order to get primos, though, you just need to get silver. Fuck it, we're just gonna get primos. I don't need fucking sanctifying unctions. I have plenty of artifacts to burn. Just how are Pyro Regis and Natlan Saurians alike? I'm sure you didn't know this, but Natlan is home to fire-breathing Saurians. That excessive amount of pyro on your skin. Now that's the flavor of Natlan for you. So that's the plan. I mean, the first step of any challenge should be starting on a lower difficulty, wouldn't you say? Pyro Regisfine neither dodges nor hides, and you don't have to search for it to worry that it might escape. There could be no subject more suitable. And even if negotiations with it fall through, its fruit will still make for good ingredient for some creative cooking. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to see the difficulty difference between normal Pyro Regisfine and the thing we just fought.
Gather!
Laid bare. One with nature.
Gotcha. Quietly now.
This is order.
Clouds high. The birds call into the wind.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
Yeah, not even close. Even with Omega Fire Resistance, she was still doing like 9,000 damage a hit. Next one. We're just doing silvers. And there he is. That's you two. I've been waiting for ages. Befriended the Pyro Regisfine yet? Don't even talk about it. You negotiated a period of calm. A very, very brief one. The moment it recovered, it started trying to bump me off again. You know what? You were right. It's not possible to make friends with this creature. Still, its fruit does taste pretty good. Like Pyro, in fact. Reckon my Natlan friends will like it. What does it even taste like? Want to give it a try? If you want, I could... no, it's fine. Anyway, are you going to move on to the Primo Geovishap next? That's right, I think this one's a winner. To be honest, Primo Geovishaps are quite like the Tepetlisauri, after all. If you travel to Natlan from Sumeru like I did, I reckon they'll be one of the first things you meet. Sure, whatever you say. Paimon didn't have high hopes for this one either, though. Why couldn't you have gone with one of those hatchlings? They don't have round tummies. What? Geovishap hatchlings don't have round tummies. I imagine it's all that incredibly quick rolling they do. That can't leave you much of a chance to store up empty fat. But the main reason's still the lack of impact. What's a hatchling to those friends of mine who live along Saurians? But a primo Geovishap. Now that's a different story. Even as a tail, it'll be worth the time of day. And anyway, a strong protagonist's gotta have strong opponents, you dig? Alright, let's not tarry, shall we? The primo Geovishap awaits! Let's go. Let's away, good sir. Throw it on hard. Start it up. They call it hard, but I don't know if it's really hard. I'm all set, or would you like to chat instead? Tell me more about the Tepetlosauri. Oh, the little ones are awfully cute. What with their big round eyes and roly-poly bellies. As I said before, they're probably the first things you'll meet after you travel to Natlan through Sumeru. The mines in eastern Natlan are their stomping grounds. Those mines are also home to the Nanatsian people. Nanatskayan? Oh boy, I'm going to need voice acting for when this happens. Nanatskayan. Nanatsayan? Fine miners and excavators, they are, and skilled appraisers of gems. Sound boring to you, right? But they're a happy lot, especially their chief. Whatever the case, be sure to pay them a visit if you find yourself heading to Natlan in the future. Those little Tepetlosauri, I mean. You'll love them. I can already tell. And there we go. Oh, I did not take damage for that. I also couldn't attack when I was doing that. That's... Here we go.
Overruled.
Order guide you. Solidify.
As one with wind and cloud. One with nature.
Game's up. Time's over. Quietly now.
He's dead. It took Arlecchino like 2 seconds. I killed it in 20 seconds. Honestly? Honestly?
Gather.
Transfix. Busted.
Round Tummy Tum Tum is this guy's name. I beat him in 14 seconds. Okay, so... Round Tummy Tum Tum. How are we gonna exit? Wait, by the way, how exactly are we going to eat the Pyroregifine's fruit? Well, we're out in the wild, so simple works best. First, we'll need to trim the fruit shape without being burned. Next, we cut off a small piece, dig a groove into the middle of the fruit, then put in a couple chunks of butter, whopper flower nectar, and your preferred spices. Then we roast it. All done. I'd say that Pyroregifine's fruit has a more striking flavor than that of apples. Really sears itself into your memories. Don't need to decrease the attack. Oh, they're level 100. That's what's going on. I see, I see. We only need the level 2 to get the reward. Shield strength is increased. That's... sounds good to me. This thing shouldn't be resistant to fire, so...
Stabilize. This is order.
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha.
Clouds high. The birds come into the wind.
Witness my rise.
So cool.
Solidify!
Quietly now. Busted.
The wind knows me.
Stabilize!
There we go.
Adorn my...
Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Transfixed. Everlasting as the moon.
Frozen. I don't.
Order guide you. Solidify!
Busted.
Into the
Oh, fuck.
wind. Laid bare.
Gotcha.
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Gather!
There we go. Get that damage up.
Solidify!
Quietly now. Gotcha.
Yeah, they truly, like, decreased energy recharge.
Game's up. Time's over.
Gather!
Transfixed. Witness my rise. Overrule.
This is order. Solidify!
Busted.
As one with wind and cloud. One with nature.
Stabilize!
Gotcha. Quietly.
Oh, boy. Get out of here. Don't freeze me. 3 minutes, a little better than the other one. Things is chunky. I'm actually curious as to what kind of HP the guy has, because I was doing a ton of damage. Again, we defeated like the hard version of it in like 14 seconds. So the difference between 14 seconds and 3.5 minutes should be that power creep is real. But the difference between level 90 and level 100 are insane.
Transfixed.
I will have order. Solidify!
Here comes the catch. Busted. Gotcha.
Well, there you go. It just dies that quick. Where's the next one? Oh, yeah, this guy. Haha, isn't it? And isn't today another day filled with new hope? Ready to head out, friends? New hope, huh? We can take that to mean that your Primo Geovicious communications broke down then? Come now, how could you call it a failure? Mortal combat is also communication of a kind. From that perspective, you could even say that we had an honest, profound exchange and gained much knowledge about our respective stances in the process. What do they say again? No friends without a fight? I knew this would happen. Well, I was doing the actual fighting. And what fighting it was! Even I could tell that you're an experienced adventurer even amongst adventurers. Not giving up yet, then? Well, I'll be honest with you, it's always been my dream to ride a Jade Plume Terror Shroom all through Sumeru. But the adults would all tell me not to be silly. When I'd ask the Forest Watchers, they'd make troubled faces, tell me not to snoop in risky places. So I gave up on those unrealistic dreams and grew up normal like the other kids. My only adventures were my choices for ingredients when cooking. And I'd get to thinking sometimes, and then I'd remember that I did once have a distant, strange dream, just like the Aranara of legend. But they truly exist, and I once saw them. When did I stop being able to do so? When did I start forgetting them? I heard this tale about an unlucky fellow named Kunter while in that land. He became the target of the sun's hatred due to a mistake his father made. Wait a minute. Kunter, unloved of the sun, was also ostracized in his tribe, and of course no Saurian would buddy up with him. But he didn't give up, nor did he blame his father, or fate. Instead, he proved that he was the equal of any valiant warrior in the tribe through hard work and grit. In the end, he accomplished something great, not only earning the recognition of an Ictomosaurus comrade, but also becoming a hero to his tribe. When I heard that tale, I too gained courage to pick my childhood dream off the ground where I'd left it. Ah, so that's the story. So yes, please do help me with upcoming Jade Plume Terror Shroom negotiations. And there you go, dumping all on us again. I mean, I'm no match for it as I am now, but I will help you. I will help support you. So call me whenever you need me. No need for too much talk, shall we? That story of Kunter. I wonder if they're related to Bennett in any way. Cursed for something his father did. Admonished by the tribe, but fought through it and became well-loved. Well-received, I should say. I wonder if we are going to get any Bennett backstory in Natlan. He's got like the curse of the fire god on him. He's just like unlucky to the core. Alright.
Late band. Order guide you. Stabilize.
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now.
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows it.
Oh, he died. Oh, he died. Yeah. I forgot we were playing on hard. I was like going all out. Right. I forgot that it had different like battle music. Let's go! Be unable to create a Dendro shield. I'm not, yeah. "90 seconds? I doubt it.
This is order. Gather.
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Quietly.
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
This is where you fall.
Solidify.
One with nature.
I hear
Whoa!
children singing.
Stabilize.
Busted. Gotcha.
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds...
I will have order. Solidify.
Busted.
Music's going crazy.
Stabilize.
Quietly now.
One with nature.
Game's up. Fun's over. Gotcha.
Gather.
The hearth. Now it's extinguished.
Interesting. Yeah, let's turn one of those things on. For some reason, its attack is like Omega boosted. Still level 100 though.
Laid bare.
This is order. Stabilize.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. The wind knows me.
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. Busted.
Gather.
One with nature.
Gotcha.
Transfixed. That hurts.
Ow.
Busted.
Did you make another fucking shield, you little shit?
I will have order. Solidify.
Here comes the catch. Gotcha. Busted.
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Stabilize.
Everlasting as the moon. Overruled.
Quietly.
The wind knows me.
Gather.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Busted.
Laid bare.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Gotcha. Busted.
Into the wind.
I think I have a better idea. Instead of it debuffing its attack, we need to get rid of its shield. Because that shield is insanely big. Okay, see how it goes now.
I will have order.
As one with wind and cloud.
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now.
One with nature.
This is where you fall. Transfix.
Time to go. Wind strike.
Gotcha. Quietly now.
Stabilize.
Gotcha. Take it easy.
Order guide you.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Solidify.
Quietly now. Game's up.
Don't you run.
This shall not be my fate.
Into the wind. Busted.
Solidify!
Transfix. As one with wind and cloud.
Quietly now.
Gather!
Gotcha.
I will have order! Stabilize!
Here comes the catch.
Overruled.
Gather!
Witness my rise. Laid bare.
Busted.
One with nature.
Solidify! Stabilize!
What? Not trying to heal, dude.
Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
No, oh, Yelan's dead. I was wondering why he's saying that.
This is order.
Go on.
Fucker. Man, they really, make these things have a million billion health, huh? If you want to get all the rewards. Tell me about the tale of Kunter. I've got to admit that my friend only told me the back half. I wonder, what did his father do to warrant such hate from the son? If it wasn't enough to punish the poor fellow by blinding his father with his golden arrows, the sun would hide itself behind a layer of clouds wherever he went. I hear that there are murals that record the tale, but I've never seen them myself. Speaking of which, Natlan's murals are very unique, and they're as lovely as they are fascinating. Sometimes I wonder if I should be bringing my camera to Natlan instead of my pots. Hang on. About Bennett. Apparently I was an orphan kid that they rescued from the most perilous situation ever. How cool is that? I have such terrible luck all the time, and yet I was rescued against the odds and survived all the time. It's a miracle, if you ask me. I was born unlucky, just the way it is. Nothing mentions Natlan. I think people just speculated that he was cursed by the god of Natlan, which sort of fits up with the story that we're hearing.
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
So we're here in the end. What about your childhood dream? When I became an adult, I finally understood why the Forest Watchers made those faces they did. Anyway, I gave it my best shot. I also learned that you should never bring unprocessed pyro-regifine fruit near Jade Plume Terrashroom. By the time I smelled something burning, it was already too late. Barely avoided drowning in the spores it poured forth. It's easy to forget sometimes that fungi are a completely different species from shroom boars. Anyway, speaking of which, they actually are a type of fungus, right? That's right, and they taste especially delicious in soups. But anyway, let's get back to today's challenge. Well, I haven't figured out what to cook. Oh, right, you mean the negotiations. Sorry. Perhaps you've heard the story of the two Fontamer aberrant overlords? It speaks of how the Millennial Pearl seahorse is described as being proud and noble. By contrast, the Emperor of Fire and Iron seems to be a fierce, cruel being, strong but brutal. And here Paimon thought you'd pick the tougher opponent. After all, wouldn't a stronger opponent make for a cooler story? That is true, but the Emperor is a heavily armored crab, while the other party's a seahorse that flies. I wonder, would you call a flying seahorse a Pegasus instead? Wait, is that the question we should be asking right now? Still, if I could only write it even once. Well, sure then. Looks like you're sticking to this one out to the end. Well, we are here, aren't we? Surely we can't leave empty-handed. Anyway, let's head out once you're ready. I'm ready. Yeah, throw it to normal. Or hard, whatever. We fought this once.
Gather!
Overruled!
Order guide you!
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me.
Busted.
Oh, it's dead. Oh, we didn't destroy the pearl. Right. We killed it too quick.
Laid bare.
Stabilize!
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Here comes the catch. Quietly now.
This is order.
Hang on. Can't kill it.
Gather!
Overruled.
Stabilize!
The wind knows me.
Busted.
Solidify!
This is a cool creature. Where the fuck are the pearls that they're talking about?
This is where you fall. Transfixed.
I'm confused. Am I killing it? I'm too strong to destroy the thing because it's dying before. Oh boy. Oh, I just need to. You don't even need to get a star rating. You just need to do it. Okay, so yeah, let's do the gold run then. Should be tough. It was quite the series of battles, yes. Gained much. Don't you mean you learned a lot of lessons? That too, yes. Cultivating friendships is a long-term process, and you need to spend more time after making your pick. Not like what we did this time. Just like Natlan was once the land of ancient dragons, and is now land where humans and Saurians put mutual trust in one another, becoming comrades who live side by side, I wonder how long them must have taken. I suppose I was too overeager. I thought we could gain their respect by beating them, which is why I picked such blunt methods. If we had taken our time from the start, perhaps feeding them every day and trying to get closer to them might have boosted our chances. That sounds reasonable enough until you remember that the targets you picked aren't your everyday dogs or cats. True, true. They're more like the Saurians of Natlan. That is why I picked them, after all. I imagine that my friends there would understand. What an extraordinary thing I've done when I relate these experiences to them. I would still didn't see the similarities, the Primo Geoviship aside, but you know, you do you. The others were quite similar too, the colors, for example. If that's where you're headed, then slimes would be similar enough, no? I see where you're coming from. They are both elemental creatures. Perhaps slimes do have potential to become saurians. Does that mean I should try making friends with slimes first? This plan's suddenly looking very scaled down. Slimes would be a safer option, if nothing else. It's all relative, though. We often see newbie adventurers and ordinary passers-by rendered immobile by slimes who've surrounded them. Still, I won't know until I try. Thank you two so much for your help. With any luck, I'll gain a comrade or two for my adventures. Enough to qualify as the protagonist of my very own tale. Have a pleasant journey. I'm gonna head out. Tell me about the flying companion. Right, going back to the story about Kunter, his companion, Ictimosaurus, was a saurian with great powers of flight. You could even say that without Ictimosaurus' help, Kunter would have found his success much harder to win. A flying companion's pretty convenient. Come to think of it, yours flies too. So she have any special skills? She can make terrifying amounts of food disappear nigh instantaneously. Amazing! Any chef worth their salt would be overjoyed to hear such a skill. Let me cook for her next time, alright? My friends from Natlan all told me that I should stay and cook for the Saurians. Said I'd be a smash hit. So yeah, I'm sure your companion would enjoy my food too. I wonder what the odds are that there's going to be a character from Natlan that has a Saurian companion that actually helps them in battle. Similar to Ito throwing out the bull or something like that. I've seen a few in Fontaine Hot Springs. Hot enough to scald you. I hear that wherever the Emperor of Fire and Iron dwells, the waters there are exceptionally hot. But Natlan's hot springs are different. Now, how should I put it? They can heal wounds of both body and spirit. That's what makes them so addictive. In fact, that makes them so addictive, in fact. Let's go. Fearless. Let's see here. Let's see how well this actually does. But getting frozen is the last thing you want. Tell me about it. Literally locked down my DPS. And that Geoviship.
Lay to bear. I will have order.
As one with wind and cloud.
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. Gotcha.
One with nature.
Stabilize.
The wind knows me.
Quietly now. Gotcha.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Oh, you only get two of those.
One with nature. Fallen leaves adorn my... Overruled.
Gather.
Laid bare.
Oh, attacking brings the cooldown down. That's cool. Didn't know that about her.
Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Overruled.
Wow. Much better. Seems like him launching those fucking explosives is the way to go. Oh well. I'm not going for 3 stars. Should be everything for the event. All right. I think that's going to do it for this stream. Next one is going to be Wriothesley, then Farina, then Navia, then Shiori, then Sino. We're just going to go in order. And then after that we have hangouts to do, that we can do. I know in order to do Lynette's, we need Farina. We need to do her story. Heard Navia's is good. Looking forward to all these, honestly. So, yeah. That's going to be it for today. I was told to pause during this. Wait a minute. Gotta get her to do the thing. Do the idle animation that's not the chair. Mm-hmm.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised.
Sorry?
I can't promise you'll like what you see.
Come on. Do the thing. Nope. The other thing.
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please.
What are those kids up to? Any second now. Okay, here we go. There it is. Yeah, it's weird and glitchy. Like, even when you're in this sort of thing. Can't do that. Stars, can't do it. Alright, that's enough. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. More of this soon. We're also thinking of playing, on the multiplayer side of things, we're thinking of playing, we finished Halo 3 on Legendary, on co-op last night. And we're going to be playing ODST on Legendary. Then we're going to be going to Halo 4, which I've never played before. Probably doing that on Legendary. And then at some point, maybe not near future, but at some point we're thinking of doing Cursed Halo 1. I don't know if that includes being able to play with 4 players or not. I think it's just still a single player, or sorry, a 2-player thing. But at least checking it out, because from what I saw, it looked really funny, really fun. That's multiplayer. Lethal Company as well. More of that soon. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is out. I plan on starting that once I do the character stories and the hangouts in Genshin. Once I'm done with all the character stories and hangouts, and I'm caught up with major story, single player streams are going to be mostly Paper Mario, and off stream I'm going to be doing some World Quest stuff for this. So I found out that the world quest associated with this island here is pretty big. And there's a whole nother region, like this sort of thing, tied to the quest. So I'm going to do that on stream. And we'll see what other world quests I decide. I haven't explored like any of this area. There's probably a whole thing with those cubes in the sky. There's a lot of world quests, as you can see, just sort of scattered about on the world map. And I need to pick and choose which ones are going to be on stream versus which ones are kind of like, sort of like skip situation. There's a boss here. I think I fought. I killed it in like 10 seconds. You know what? Just to show it, and then I'll stop. World bosses don't seem like bosses until they fucking have an event that turns their HP up by 650%. Then all of a sudden, it's a little, I didn't hit that bird, did I?
I've been waiting.
Who are you? Frost Operative. An elite Fatui special agent who can manipulate cryo in battle. In combat, they will use the Hunt Down skill to attach a bond of life to a character as they hit. While Bond of Life is active, the character will take continuous damage, and Hunt Down will deal more damage to them.
Laid bare.
Really?
Into the wind.
Gotcha. Busted.
Arlecchino thrives off a Bond of Life. I'm actually a little surprised that Zhongli he got knocked back while he was doing his shield thing. That's how it used to be before he got like the buff that we all know him for.
This is order.
He used to get knocked back while he's doing this.
Stabilize.
Quietly now.
Transfixed.
Clouds high. The birds come.
The wind knows me.
Game's up. Time's over.
Pitiful. Everlasting as the moon.
There you go. Let me get the teleport here. I feel like I should have it, but I don't. But that's gonna do it. Thanks for coming. Hope it was fun. More of this soon. I mentioned other stuff as well.
Take it easy.
Lethal Company, Halo, Paper Mario when we're done with the bigger story elements of this. I saw a treasure chest. Yeah, what is that? You're not talking about the flower bud reward, are they? So I feel like that's what they're... Never mind, yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.